congratulations on El Carrito being out. How has that release been for you and building up to it?
Good. I mean, amazing. It just played it at South by Southwest, so I was happy about it, especially because I went to South by with La Filmadora, which is a production company that push forward diverse narratives. So being there with La Filmadora, and on top of that, having El Carrito, where I played the lead character, it was like amazing.
I mean, what was that like kind of going to South by Southwest? How was it, the reaction to it?
Amazing. I mean, the audience really loved it. And going back to a festival after these 2 years, it was like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. Happy, very happy, but very exhausted.
Yeah,
But
I
it
mean,
was great.
did you get to do some sightseeing in between, or was it just there and back?
Oh my goodness, no, I was like doing business. I arrived, I don't remember when, but I was having production meetings and then other meetings and then meetings. And so it was very productive. Oh, and yes, one and two parties because obviously you have to also like let go of the stress. So it was really productive.
I mean, for anyone who hasn't gotten the chance to see this yet, could you tell them a little bit about what it is and what it's about?
Yeah. The film is the story of this woman named Nelly that I'm fortunate enough to play it or to play her. And it's, from my point of view, is the embodiment of all these immigrant stories. And her story is the story of a woman who's trying to make the best of the worst of the circumstances. She is an immigrant. She has to take care of her father, and on top of that, she is a street vendor. She sells tamales, which it was amazing because I got to make tamales in the process of like researching the character. But she's untrustworthy because life it's hard.
Mhm.
So life brings her the opportunity to learn that if life is hard, doesn't mean that you have to be harder or tougher than life, that you can rely on the community that surrounds you, even if it's like other, in this case, in the case of Nelly, the community of street vendors or whatever community you're surrounded with, that you don't have to do everything by yourself and you against the world. You really can, if you open yourself enough, I think. And this is, I think, the little um, I don't want to say message, but the little takeout or the thing that sticks with the audience after watching it, that there's really like a community that you can rely upon, that you just have to ask and you just have to be open and accept that, yeah, life is hard, but there's good people around you that can help you navigate it. So yeah, it's a really nice project.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as you said, you played Nellie in this. What was
Yep.
your inspiration behind that character?
I mean, right now I live in New York City, so just going outside and seeing that there's a lot of street vendors that are often overlooked. That not only that, but this character also had something that was very inherent to myself, which is a woman, a person of color, and an immigrant, and trying to make the best of everything and trying to make it in a land that it's not yours. So it was very personal, not only because of that, but because from the get-go, and this is one of the things that really attract me to this project and to this character, was the name, because this woman, this character, shared the name with a really dear aunt of mine who passed away. So from the get-go and all this combination of stuff, we're like, okay, this is something that I should try and see what's gonna happen. And then when I got the part, one of the most incredible parts of it was that I got the chance to shadowing real street vendors and I got immersed in a community kitchen, and it was amazing because it was like, okay, I hope I'm not gonna burn myself or burn others, because I was like, okay, like a little bit of a fish out of the water, because a real kitchen, it's like almost an industrial kitchen, like so fast pacing that you have to have everything like in sync, and you have to really have a good communication with your partner. And I saw that, and I saw that camaraderie with between the women that I got to shadow, and that was amazing. Because after that, that's when I made tamales. After that, I got the chance to follow them to the streets, and it's a very different world. And I think it's one of the most delicious parts for me, besides the tamales, it's that I got to really see the friendship and how these women really got each other's back. And it's like this community inside the kitchen, and then okay, we're gonna hustle now in the streets, and it's amazing. It was really a trip.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, you got to make tamales. Are you a
Yeah.
pro at that now, or is that like you still working on it?
Well, it was not my first time because my abuela makes tamales, but I'm a better tamale eater than a tamale maker. But now I make tamales on Christmas because that's a very Mexican tradition.
Mm,
And I got to make my first batch of Christmas tamales. And it was really
okay.
good. It was really good.
Yeah, I mean, do you have a favorite moment or memory from when you were on set?
So many. I think everything, really. I mean, the communication, while being in front of the camera, and the camaraderie that it was built with all the crew, that was really incredible. I I'm still friends with some of the people in of the crew, so I'm actually going to see a couple of them this weekend. So that's one of the things that I take from that project, that it was a really special project.
That's amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, if you could describe this project in 3 words, what would they be?
3 words, only 3 words. Okay, let me pick them. Um, Personal, um, discovery, in the sense of discover the potential, and surprise, because one thing can evolve in so many different things that you just have to go with the flow. So
Mhm. Yeah, my last question for you, do you have any future projects that you could hint at or talk about?
yeah, so many. Well, again, thanks to La Firmadora, I'm really working hard to make it a home for storytellers from underrepresented backgrounds. And right now we have a lineup of 5 films in different stages of production and post-production. And one of them, it's not yet in production, it's in development. It's one with an Emmy Award winner, writer, producer. So I'm very excited about that. But to make something concrete, well, there's a rainbow on the concrete, which is a documentary about the story of the LGBT community in one of the most homophobic cities in Latin America. And also um, Postludio, which is an animated film that I just like joined. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things going on. So hopefully this is not going to be the last time that we talk.
For sure. I mean, I'll keep a lookout for all of those since you seem to be keeping busy.
Yeah, a little bit, just like to have fun.
Yeah, for sure. But thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. It was so great to meet you.
No, thank you, Gracie.